Now the next is Little Shingebiss. This is probably the most favorite of all the stories in this book to your mothers and daddies. On the shore of the great lake, Shingebiss, the little wild duck, had his home. All summer he found his food in the shallow water along the shore. Dipping his big bill into the soft mud, he scooped up little shellfish, tadpoles, and all other things a little wild duck likes to eat. Now soon the summer had gone. Then soft mud became hard with frost, and there was no more little shellfish nor tadpoles. But Shingebiss didn't mind. How fortunate it is that I have a comfortable lodge with a good fire, he said to himself, and he looked at the great logs that would keep his fire burning until spring came again. There were 4 of them, one for each of the cold months. It's fortunate, too, he said, that I have such a strong bill, for with it I can find food. He left his lodge and went down to the lake. The water was frozen from shore to shore, but Shingebiss was not afraid. He walked along until he saw a bunch of frozen rushes standing up above the ice. Then, with his strong bill, he pulled them up and made a hole through the ice. There were fish swimming under the ice, and soon Shingebiss had a nice, long string of them to take home. He blew up the flame in the fireplace and cooked his supper. Now, far up in the Arctic, the North Wind lived. He was a quarrelsome creature. He liked to come blowing down over the earth, frightening the animals and the birds. Sometimes he froze them to death if they didn't hide when they heard him coming. All summer long he slept in a cave, but the day after Shingebiss went fishing through the ice, he awoke from his long sleep. "I'll go down and blow over the great lake," he growled to himself. So he swooped and he swirled over the frozen lake, and with him he brought the snow. The deer and the rabbits huddled in their homes. The squirrels rolled themselves up in hollow trees and went to sleep. "Ah, nothing can live where I come," screamed the North Wind. Just then he saw little Shingebiss come from his lodge and go down to the hole he'd made in the ice the day before. It was frozen over, but the ice had not become thick, and with his strong bill, Shingebiss opened it up again. Then he fished for his supper just as he had done the day before. "Ooh, ooh, ooh," howled the North Wind, swirling around the duck. Little Shingebiss paid no attention. He had a coat of feathers and down that kept him warm and comfortable. He feared no wind, no matter how noisy and quarrelsome. When the North Wind saw that Shingebiss was not afraid of him, he swept up loose snow and blew it over the little duck's back. But his coat of feathers and down was well oiled, and the snow just rolled off. Shingebiss didn't even feel it. When he had caught as many fish as he wanted, he went happily back to his warm lodge. The North Wind followed him, swirling and trying to frighten the little duck. Shingebiss started to sing a song that his mother had taught him when he was just a tiny duckling. "Oh, North Wind, why frighten others? In nature's family all are brothers." Those were the first words of the song. When the North Wind heard them, he laughed with scorn. "You are no brother of mine," he roared. "When I blow, all living creatures must hide or die." "Puff and blow, wheeze and hiss, you can't frighten Shingebiss," sang the little duck. Then he blew up the flames in his fireplace and cooked his supper. "Oh, North Wind is angry now." "Ooh, ooh, ooh," roared the North Wind. "Well, we'll see whether you're as brave as you say." Then he swept away over the lake. With his cold breath, he froze the ice thicker and thicker over the hole where Shingebiss had caught his fish. Then he heaped a big pile of snow over it. "Now we'll see whether you can be frightened or not," he roared. Ooh. Next morning, Shingebiss came to the place where he'd been fishing. He found it covered so deep with snow that he didn't even try to dig down to the ice. He went along the shore of the lake until he saw a clear place with frozen rushes standing up. With his strong bill, he pulled the rushes out, and through the hole he had made, he caught the fish for his supper. While he was cooking them, the North Wind came to the lodge. "Ooh, ooh, "I'll blow your lodge down." He puffed and swirled and roared, but Shingebiss had built his lodge well. It did not even bend or sway. When the little duck heard the wind outside, he sang, "Oh, north wind, bring your frost and ice and snow. I'm still free to come and go." Now the north wind was very, very angry. He was so angry that he lifted up the flap and came into the lodge. "I'll blow your fire out," he shouted, and he puffed with all his might. But that only made the fire burn brighter and brighter and sent its heat through the lodge. And "oh, dear, whew," said the north wind, who was not used to staying in a warm room. He felt drops of water running down his face. I'm melting, he shouted. And lifting the flap, he rushed out of the lodge. And little Shingebiss smiled and sang after him, "You can never frighten me, north wind. One who never fears is free." In a rage, the north wind swept over the lake. He made the ice thicker and thicker and the snow deeper and deeper every day. But still little Shingebiss was not afraid. Day after day he left his lodge and found a new place to catch his fish. As the north wind circled around the lodge each night, he heard the little duck's voice singing his song of courage. "Oh, north wind, why frighten others? In nature's family all should be brothers. Puff and blow and wheeze and hiss, but you'll never frighten Shingebiss. Bring your frost and ice and snow. I'm still free to come and go. You can never frighten me, and you see, north wind, one who never fears is free." "Brave little duck," puffed the wind at last. "I can't freeze him, I can't starve him, I can't even frighten him. Perhaps he is right, and all are brothers in nature's family. I think I'll go back to my cave and not bother him any more." So for the rest of the winter, little Shingebiss fished and cooked his supper and sang his song each evening, and the north wind troubled him no more.